Hello there everyone, my name is Clink, and welcome to Pikmin 2. So, Pikmin 1's done. Of course, you gotta play the sequel. The Switch version of both Pikmin 1 and 2 were released on the same day. I've been playing through the game quite a bit, as well. Why wouldn't I? I really like Pikmin 2 as well. I have my personal file pretty far so far, but let's go ahead and make a new file and get started. Octate Freight is a long-haul, deep space shipping company. One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, crashed on an uncharted planet while on an interstellar vacation. There, he was aided by indigenous creatures, which he called Pikmin. In the end, Captain Olimar escaped. But in Olimar's absence, his employer, Octate Freight, ran into financial difficulties. I just noticed you can see the president on that flag. I think the most interesting thing about the dolphin is how almost half of the parts we collected you can see on the outside, and some of them just look like they're doing nothing. I feel like the Libra and Sagittarius in particular kind of just look like they're meant to bling out the dolphin. Then we have our new friends, Louie and the President. We love both of them to pieces. Olimar, I'm so glad you're safe. Yes, very glad, quite glad, but sadly I have an announcement that is not so glad. Our company is going under. Yes, we're finished. On his first mission, Louie here met a ravenous space bunny, and his entire load of golden Pikmin brand carrots was eaten. Love it when the president does that eating animation there. I took out an enormous loan to repay the debt from this loss. I decided to sell off corporate assets to repay the loan. But the only asset we had to sell was your ship, the SS Dolphin. As for the rest of our loan, we have no means to repay it. Olimar, what is that? You brought that back as a souvenir for your kid? Treasure, treasure, treasure. Money, 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 money. Initiating valuation of recovered treasure. This artifact is worth 100 Pokos. This thing's worth 100 Pokos? That's more than a year's salary. But there are more on that planet. They can repay our debt. Louie, you don't look alive. You must depart immediately. With Captain Olimar. And before we even get a chance to go home and see our family, we're already going back to this mysterious alien planet with the Pikmin. This time with Louie in tow. I don't know why we couldn't sell this hunk of junk that we're flying with instead of the Dolphin, when the Dolphin seems like a much nicer ship, and one that I prefer a whole lot more, which we'll get to when we actually start playing. Of course, this being a Pikmin game, we cannot have a very safe landing. We have to crash into something. So, down falls Louie, and we're gonna have to regroup after a bit. That was close. I have averted a crash landing. Running diagnostics. Alert, danger. Louie is missing. He must have somehow fallen out of his cockpit. He is not responding via his communicator. He is either flouting protocol or in danger. Olimar, you must find Louie before he freezes to death in the cold of this planet. Wait a moment. Look. The Pikmin! Could these be Pikmin? They look like they are about to be devoured as we speak. Help them. Use the left stick to put the cursor in your Pikmin and press B to call them with your whistle. You can also hold B to make the sound of your whistle carry farther, remember? So, because the Pikmin have learned how to fight thanks to us, they are out here fighting this dwarf Bulborb on their own, which is great. The Pikmin ran to your side. They seem to remember you, Captain Olimar. How fascinating. Give them instructions and do not delay. Yeah, so the ship is kind of going to be the thing that tutorializes the tutorial. He's quite annoying if you've played the game before or on repeat playthroughs. But go on ahead. Just like in Pikmin 1, you can take out dwarf Bulborbs by throwing Pikmin onto their head, and then you just gotta wait till the ship will continue talking. Establish communications with Louie. We can press Y to swap captains. I'm probably going to skip over a lot of the things that the ship says because we're going to go off the assumption that you've already played Pikmin 1 and know a decent few things about it. Louie, allow me to assess your condition as per our safety protocols. Are you at all injured? Is that so? Then my concerns are eased. Our communication link shows you are nearby. And now we just have to regroup. We can press plus to pause the game. I'm also going to skip over the ship because I'm just going to probably explain it all as I'm playing the game. So, let's walk up to this weird red thing, which is our onion. Louie, the out object for you is one of the onions. Yes. Thank you, ship, for letting us know. So, this first day is going to be a lot of getting introduced to the Pikmin again. Pluck the seed with A, just like before, and we'll get our first real introduction to the red Pikmin as Louie. Louie, this must be one of the Pikmin creatures. Yes, it is staring at me, and yes, I can use the A button to throw it, as we just did with Olimar. Although this cutscene with Louie getting chased around by the Pikmin is great. I love it. Gotta love Louie. Louie is just the best piece of garbage I have ever known. Yeah, now that we have this, we can get going with actually harvesting some Pikmin. So just like in Pikmin 1, we're gonna have pellet posies. We can throw our Pikmin at them to knock them down instantly, and carry them back to the onion to get more Pikmin sprouted. Of course, this game can't go about 5 seconds in the tutorial without the ship talking about something, because I do believe it says something else here. Maybe. Yep, there it is. So yeah, there's more red Pikmin. Just go on ahead, pluck them out. Same thing as in Pikmin 1, if you hold the A button, you can keep plucking your Pikmin. I feel like it runs into a few more issues in this game, which we'll get to once we obtain more Pikmin types, really. But you can go on ahead and do that. There's not going to be too many changes to address in Pikmin 2 as compared to Pikmin 1, as the Pikmin 1 Switch port kind of just added a lot of quality of life improvements and things that were added in Pikmin 2 that they might not have done in the Wii version. But yeah, the controls are going to be basically the same. Press and hold L and move the right stick to swarm, move the right stick normally to move the camera, press down and up on it to change the viewpoint. You can also press ZL to move the camera. And then the major change of this game is you can now press the Y button to swap between captains. So I'm gonna like swap to Olimar right here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my Pikmin up onto this, and then we'll run over here. Perhaps this object is one of the treasures that we were searching for. The only reason we found it here is because this is where you crash landed. How fortunate. I would like to appraise it, but you must regroup with Olimar first. Can you see him? Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, ship. Yeah, I haven't made it clear. I'm not a big fan of the ship in this game. Unfortunately, this game is going to take a little bit longer to get going than Pikmin 1 did. But once it gets going, it definitely gets going. And it will throw everything it can at you. That's for sure. Yes, they are now reunited, and we can do things. So, we'll get this Dwarf Red Bulborb back to the Onion. Gone ahead, throw 6 Pikmin at it to carry it a little faster. And I'll use this time to go over a few other things. 1, press X to disband your Pikmin. It'll also disband your captain. You can still easily press Y to swap to the other one. You can press Y, or not Y, B to whistle, just like before. Hitting the left stick will recenter the cursor, just like in Pikmin 1. I don't know if I actually went over that in Pikmin 1. R doesn't do anything right now, but when we have multiple types, we can hold one and then press R to swap. You can press B with one in your hand to drop it. And that's about it with the controls, I think. I don't believe the D-pad does... Oh, wait, no. What am I saying? The D-pad will do something, we just can't do it yet. The 2 captains in this game are also meant to kind of help you split into 2 different squads sometimes and perform tasks more efficiently. I would say Pikmin 2's design doesn't really mend well for that. By that I mean you're not really going to have too many instances where you're going to actually need to split up your captains into multiple squads unless you're purely trying to play the game faster, which you do not have to do in this game as there's no day limit. After day 1 there will be timed days, but there's not a limit on the days like there was in Pikmin 1. So you can play the game at your own pace if you want to, or you can try to play it as fast as possible. Once you have 20 Pikmin, that is the maximum you can grow on day 1, you're going to want to start bringing back this battery right here. It takes quite a while to bring back, so I'm just going to skip to when it gets back to the ship so that we're not just kind of sitting around for the next minute. Why are you guys so slow? Why did I whistle them as well? Man, that was not smart. Well, at least the battery is back, and we can finally end the day. So this is going to be the treasure viewer menu. This will show up every single time you get a treasure. You'll see the treasure name, its value, and your total number of Pokos. You can also get a good look at the treasure. In the original game, this was a Duracell battery. This is a good time to mention that a lot of the product placement that was in the original release of the game has been removed from the Switch version. That's really the biggest change. Other than that, I can't really think of any changes to the Switch version. Our first day of exploration has yielded our first treasure. We will be done in record time. I took the liberty of naming it when I appraised it. The name reflects my current thinking. Leave it to me to think up catchy names for hit products. It is but one of my many talents. We shall end our first day here and report back to our president. His face will surely be joyous. However, to communicate with Archetate, we must fly into orbit above the planet. And that's basically this game's way of saying, hey, you can't be out at nighttime, so we're going up to the planet's atmosphere, orbit around the planet. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the first day. Really slow, not much going on, but at least we can be one step closer to actually getting to play the game. But you know, if it's your first time playing Pikmin, it's not a terrible tutorial, as this game needs to ease you into it, as this game's going to get really hard later on, much harder than Pikmin 1. It's also much longer than Pikmin 1, so I don't recommend playing Pikmin 2 first. I would play 1 or 3, honestly. And that is the funds earned screen. You can see how many we got all together. And then the Pikmin. You'll see each type here as we get them and your total. You can also view the death numbers, but we'll take a look at that later. You found your first bit of treasure. Fine work. Our future depends on your efforts, so check your treasure hoard regularly. I'll check in often. Keep up the pace. So yeah, you'll get the emails instead of having the ship logs at the end of the day, and then after that you can save your game just like in Pikmin 1. However, this menu here looks a little different. You can see a bunch of stuff down at the bottom next to the Valley of Repose. That's going to be somewhat similar to how each area in Pikmin 1 had a star for the number of hearts there. If you press left or right on the D-pad, you can go to this menu. The only difference is which one you'll go to first. This is going to be the treasure hoard. You can see all of the treasures you've obtained throughout the game here, and it will show all of them at the end. If you press plus, you can view Olimar's notes on it. I'm not going to go over these here now, but I might in the future. And then you can press A to zoom in on the part and look at it a bit more. If you then go over to the Piclopedia, you can see pretty much anything that can be carried back to the onion. Pressing A will zoom in and allow you to throw Pick carrots at it and simulate what it looks like when these guys kill your Pikmin. And then you can also press plus to view Olimar's notes yet again for these. That's really all there is for these places. They'll expand more as you play the game, and I won't show them too much throughout the main series. But yeah, that's pretty much everything here for day 1. I'm going to go on ahead and end this here. And I will see you guys next time, where we'll actually start playing the game a little bit, I guess. Bye-bye.